I want to make collectible socks that help charities. I have no experience in e-commerce, no experience in marketing products, and I have the design ability of a 3-year-old. I'm going to document the journey bootstrapping this business from the ground up, using the funds from selling my personal video games and trading card collection. As of now, I currently have the brand name, which I secured for £19, hosting for 12 months for £57, and I spent £96 on sock samples so I could see what we're up against in terms of competition and quality. I am also working with a talented designer who is giving my awful illustrations a new life. Here's our new Sockible mascot. This character will be amongst the sock designs. These socks will be placed in booster packs with different designs to collect, each featuring different rarities, allowing our customers to collect the whole season and allowing them to trade their socks with friends, just like Pokemon cards from back in the day. So it's been 3 to 4 months now. Where am I at? And I just want to make clear that I have no idea what I'm doing. This isn't me being a guru. This is simply me documenting my journey and probably, coming across a lot of failures. But I do want to make it a reality. I'm incredibly passionate about this idea. So I've came up with the idea. You've seen the mock images, which we've had our designer create. I am very happy with where we're at in terms of mock business. The next step is to test the water, see if people like it, and talk with friends in the industry that I respect. And one of them is Brandon Harvey over at goodgoodgood.co, who runs a very popular blog about businesses doing good, and in general, good news. It's a very nice, dopamine-driven website that I enjoy going to, and Brandon knows that I've been inspired by his work for a couple of years now. So I did actually hop on a call with him, and he came up with some interesting ideas.
But dude, yeah, I'm thrilled that you're thinking this way. And I know you've been thinking this way for a long time, but it's like such a cool thing to see, you taking all of your expertise and your experience and wisdom and applying it towards doing good and doing good in a meaningful way, not just like a marketing gimmick. I think this has the potential to do some really, really cool stuff. Socks feels like a challenge only in the sense of you can't nobody's going to ascribe an incredibly high amount of value to it, but they can still find it fun and valuable and interesting. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm just curious, how that part would work, but I think it's possible. What does it look like for the socks to actually come with, a rare playing card type thing, not playing card, but like collectible card? And then
like a card of what they call it, like a card of authenticity.
Maybe that's it. But part of me is like, what does it look like for it to be a straight up Pokemon card essentially for your sock? That's the collectible thing. You can wear the socks into the ground, but then you still have this memento of the sock. And it maybe even is like, hey, this, rescued 20 sea turtles. Whatever the thing is.
When he said that we should be giving customers a collectible card alongside the socks because customers might want to wear their socks into oblivion but want to collect something, really stuck with me, because the whole concept behind Sockible is building a collectible sock that people open a bit like a pack of trading cards. So this really inspired me and stuck with me, and it's actually going to be a part of our product. So with every sock sale we do, inside the packet will actually be a trading card that people can collect in their binders alongside their socks. So having these conversations with people I respect in my ecosystem is incredibly valuable, and it gives me, a unique advantage over other sock companies. So a big shout out to Brandon for helping me there. And I've also put this in a couple of Facebook groups, shared it with friends and family, and everyone seems to like the idea. The next biggest challenge for me is manufacturing the sock in general, manufacturing the packaging and designing the actual trading cards, in how they all come together and how do I ship that product. And I believe, it's going to be very bootstrapped for the first year, as in I get everything in here and I'm packing everything, shipping everything personally to get the brand off the ground. And I'm going to do that for quite a while, I can imagine, to get sales. The first issue is manufacturing and finding someone or a company that can build socks of high quality using a sustainable and eco-friendly method. That is the hardest thing I've had to find right now, because there are a lot of sock companies that can do and make a sock incredibly cheaply, but the ethics behind that and where they're sourcing their materials is, not the best. So I have to find the middle ground for now, especially at launch, finding a manufacturer that can create eco-friendly socks I want to use organic cotton because it's a more sustainable method, requires less water and pollution and stuff like that. So that's the route I want to go down, and it actually increases the value of the per unit sock. And because I have so many different types of socks, for example, I've got 8 different designs, and there's going to be, there's going to be men's sizes, women's sizes, and children's sizes. If I do 2 or 3 of those, that's like 9 different sizes within 8 different variants, which means the quantity per unit of that size and design is very small. And a lot of these places require very large quantity of orders straight off the bat. So I need to find someone, again, in the middle ground who's willing to create these socks on a small scale, because the rarity is also taking effect. For example, out of 1,000 socks, 600 of them are going to be common. It's going to be like 200 uncommon, 100 rare, and then only maybe 50 like legendary rarities. So who's going to make 50 socks off a bat? Get all the machines working to print just 50 socks is going to be hard to find. I have found one company in Portugal. They have some really strict rules on cotton materials. Everything's very ethical and sustainable. There's lots of certifications. And there's one in the UK as well that are very well known, and they have a whole bunch of certificates and kind of sustainable methods of making their socks, who I've been in contact with. I have been on phone calls and tons of emails over the last few months.
Minimum quantity is 100 pairs per design and per size.
Then there's the whole packaging.
So I think this here is the potential samples from the manufacturer here in the UK that is currently my number one choice. They create socks using sustainable methods, and I'm hoping there's some samples. This is not the samples, but this is. So I ordered these. So this is actually chocolate. You're probably wondering, Brandon, why the hell have you ordered chocolate? Now, this is a brand that I saw on Facebook, and I really love the product design or the packaging design. More specifically, this one here. Like, this is just chocolate in here, but look at this. This is really cool packaging, and it's something that I'm looking at more, especially when coming up with designs for just the packaging of our socks in general. And I really like this. Obviously, it's got their character, which resembles ours a little bit. They do other designs as well, but I really like how cool that looks. And this is similar to the kind of mocks I've done. And then they've got another one as well here. But this is the one that caught my attention, and I wanted to see their packaging in person. And it gives me an excuse to eat chocolate. So the socks haven't yet turned up, but this is just the stuff I'm looking at. Like, this is really cool. I do like that gold accent as well. I'm not sure you can do that on the packaging that I want, but yeah, just some really cool inspiration that I dig.
Now, I managed to get in a couple of samples from companies that I think we're going to work with in terms of the packaging. Again, you need very large order quantities with this place. From what I'm seeing, the minimum is 1,000, and they're costing around 50 to 70p a pop at that quantity. So that needs to be within the cost as well. And where I got the packaging inspiration was actually when I was changing my son's nappy. This is a kind of wet wipe packaging that we have here in the UK, and I just really liked the way it felt. It resembled a packet of trading cards for me back in the day, and the sizing was good as well to package a sock. So, I've done some doodling on here with the rarities on the back, QR codes, and I just really like the way that felt. Then I looked at stand-up pouches. So stuff like this. This is a stand-up pouch which has the bottom there, and when the socks are in there, it actually looks really cool. And to me, it just looked neater to have on a shelf. And when you get that as a gift, it felt a little bit more premium. But the issue I had when I had to send some samples to a manufacturer is that here in the UK, the post office is an absolute shambles that and expensive, that if you want anything to be no more than £4 shipping abroad, it needs to be smaller than 2.5 centimeters. Yeah, 250 millimeters. So that is actually quite small, and the stand-up pouches just didn't fit. But if I can get it down into something, I will show you. Where did I have it? Maybe it's in here. Here we go. Yes. So this is a rice packet that a manufacturer sent to me. They make this. I really liked it. Fully recyclable, which I absolutely need. You can reseal this, but we won't need it. But it's a little bit short as well for the socks. As you can see, some of my Christmas socks are sticking out. But this fits perfectly. So all I need to do is wrap that up in a what is it called? Something like this. So if a customer is buying one sock, it would just be a traditional A4 envelope that this would fit into, and then that would go through as a large letter and cost no more than $3.99 to ship to Europe and America, which is where our customers are likely predominantly going to be. So that's where I am at right now. You know, I'm getting all of these packaging samples from some packaging manufacturers here in the UK. I really like this, you know, this kind of material, and here even has the tear strips, which I want. I don't want the resealable strip, which will cost a little less, but it is mandatory for this to rip. So when customers get their socks, I want them to have, well, that one's terrible. I don't want it to do that, but this is why I get the samples in. You know, that ripped really poorly. You want them to be able to get into it like a packet of Pokemon. What about this one? Is this just as bad? Wow, that was a little bit better. But that's good that I test these things. There's a few here which aren't recyclable. Like this needs to be fully recyclable, but you kind of get the idea. Okay, that one, typical, the non-recyclable one tears much better, but you get the idea, and that's where I'm at the moment. Is I haven't fully designed the packaging yet. I've just done the front design, which I like, and it's very much going to be minimal, and I really like this like half block or 3/4 block solid look, but something on this or this. This doesn't need to be stand up, but I do like that material, and it has to be fully recyclable. So this is where I'm at in terms of the business. You know, I've done some numbers, which I'll be happy to share with you, because again, I'm on the fence. A part of me wants to give 100% of profits to charity. That would be my absolute dream, because it would give me meaning, and I feel like selfishly I do want to leave this planet better than I left it, or in my deathbed be like, you know what, yeah, I did help out in some kind of way, and that would just give me so much meaning. And I did I ran some numbers, and as of now, if I go down the route of making 1,000 socks, which is what is minimum order, that's the minimum I'd have to make straight off the bat, and I'd be impressed if we sold 1,000, you know, in our first year. In all honesty, this is going to be, you know, something I haven't done before, making a company like this or selling a product. But let's say we do 1,000. The issue I've got, okay, and this is with one of the manufacturers I like. If I buy, so the minimum order is 1,000, but I'm going to do 600 of one rarity, which comes to £5.37 per pair. So I'll be spending 3.2 grand on the 600 socks. And then when I do the 200 of the design I want, that goes up to £7.52 a pair. If I go for the 75 quantity, or sorry, the 150 quantity of the uncommons, that's now £7.99 Great British pounds a sock. And if I print the legendary ones, where there's only 50 out of 1,000, very small chance of pulling them, that's £9.20 a sock. Out of the 1,000, including VAT, that's making it out as £7.62 a pair of socks, which is expensive. That's without the packaging. So let's say that adds 60p plus VAT, 80. You're looking at £8.40. And with the trading card, you know, you're closing in on like £10 a pair at this moment in time, which is expensive for me to produce. Admittedly, I need to be retailing these for around about £15, $14.99 I think is the magic number. So we make £5 a pair for now. But admittedly, this company is all about scale. It's all about, you know, selling thousands of units a year to make a profit to help a charity, which I think I can do, and I think I can have a lot of fun with. I've also got ideas of launching. So the socks, I don't know if you've seen the website, would come in seasons. A season would only last 12 months. Once the 12 months is up, bang, we move on to season 1, making the socks collectible. You know, they're only around for a while. With promo socks, I think that's going to be a little different, where the promo socks just last forever. That's one design, you can buy it, kind of comes out in with if anything happens in the world that we want to help with. It could be anything, or if a celebrity or a brand wants to partner with us, that would typically be a promotional sock that we can promote out of season. And, you know, we want to make events as well. When we do our charitable events, we want to invite people along and give them exclusive drops. So one thing I really do like is making exclusive promo socks that you can only get in person. So if we were to go to a charity event, or we were doing one of our big, you know, charitable giveaways to the charity, we would invite the public along, and whoever comes and helps us with the charitable event, we'd give a promo sock to them. This is obviously years down the line, but I'm seeing a trend in the fashion industry where they're doing drops, and, you know, they're doing physical events or doing physical things, and I think that's something I'd like to get into, to create super rare socks, basically, where you can only get them in person by myself. So that's what I want to do. The main thing I need to do now is develop the sock, but also what my goal is to get 1,000 email signups, customers that are interested and want to buy, that sign up on our website, that we have at least a small handful of people that we can promote this to upon launch. Because at the end of the day, I need to sell 1,000 socks to make profit, and that profit is without even paying myself. So, you know, there is areas that scare me in terms of, you know, we need to sell a lot of socks, a lot of work's going into this, so it needs to be profitable, and it needs to help charities at the same time. So I know with any business, any product business, it's very difficult to begin with, but I don't want this to fail. I really don't. I really love the idea behind it. It's incredibly motivating, and it gives me meaning away from my other job, which is basically chasing algorithms and bowing down to Google. So I'm incredibly excited about this. If you enjoyed the video, do hit subscribe. I will document the journey here. And please do, if you're interested in buying, subscribe to the newsletter. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And it's one of the most important things as well. So links below, as per usual. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following the journey. And yeah, I can't wait to share with you episode 2, where I'm hoping to come up with maybe packaging design and maybe get a sock sample in that I can show you that's of our design. So stay tuned for that. Bye-bye.